Hi there, I'm Megan and I go by Solar Glow Meditations. Tonight we're going to have a distance Reiki session where I have a spread of tarot cards out in front of me to help guide this session, and I've picked some crystals to go along with those tarot cards to help direct the energy. Before we get started, I do need your consent to work on your energy, so either out loud, in the comments, in your head, or wherever you feel most comfortable, just consent to receive this energy. Also, I would really appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, whatever all the algorithm things ask you to do. That really helps me out. So I will also put up a quick spread of what the tarot cards are if you guys wanted to study those a little more in depth, as well as what the crystals are, and link to the I'll have what the crystals are in the description box, as well as a link to where you can buy those if you'd like. I am just gonna start channeling this energy and kind of diving into it without really describing what's going on, because I feel like things are gonna just come out in the system as we start here. So the first crystal I'm working with is this piece of obsidian that I just got, which I absolutely love. It is a good one. And the first card we're working with is the Seven of Wands upright. And there's been some sort of challenge or defense or competition that you're working on right now. And it feels like you're kind of resisting this energy. Not so much resisting the challenge or the competition, but resisting learning the lesson that kind of goes with this energy. There's something to be learned here, and you just don't want to do it. So we're going to use this obsidian to help us ground, kind of let go of some of that fear and discomfort and resistance that you're experiencing. This feels like it's really manifested around your root chakra, and it's a really deep-seated fear of not wanting to disrupt the status quo, but the lesson here is in learning to disrupt that energy. You are avoiding the conflict in order to keep the peace, but that's not serving you. You are supposed to learn to speak up for yourself. See if I can get my voice back. Learn to speak up for yourself. I think this like raspiness coming through is really around your throat chakra and not wanting to speak. The interesting thing here is that your root chakra, or your throat chakra, feels fine. It's really taking place in your root chakra. It feels like kind of a sludgy energy, like just it's really stagnant and stale and heavy. think the issue here is that you're preventing the earth from bringing up energy through your body up to your throat and giving you kind of that grounded, really solid foundation for feeling unshaken when you go to speak through this challenge. As we start to get this root chakra out of the way and pulling up earth energy, I'm already starting to feel this like very lightheaded, very like almost kind of high feeling of just, this is like a new feeling of you haven't allowed this energy to flow through your body before, and so feeling it for the first time is kind of a new experience. You might feel just a little bit dizzy. I want to make sure you're safe in wherever you're at, so make sure you're sitting or lying down somewhere. And if you're sitting, maybe sit in a chair with a back and make sure your feet are on the floor. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next card in crystal because I don't want to cause you to pass out. Please don't do that. If you need to take a break, please do pause the video or uh, come back to it later, whatever you need. Just make sure you're taking care of your body. The next crystal I'll be using is charoite. That's how you say it. It's a really pretty purple stone. I really like this one. It's a wonderful stone for dreaming too. So the next card is Justice in Reverse. Now that I've got the flow of the situation, this actually makes a lot of sense. You feel that the challenge that you're being put up to is just straight up unfair. It's punishment. You don't want it. You don't deserve it. And that might be true in the particular situation that you're in. I don't want to invalidate that in any way. But I'm not even going to say but. Say and. That might be true, and you are here to have a human experience. A soul in a flesh body is temporary for whatever greater things may happen. And one of the great things about coming to Earth is that Earth is a school to learn many lessons very quickly, because life is hard, it's challenging, and it's not fair. But in that unfairness, we get to learn to move through that and not care, because in the grand scheme of whatever this sort of challenge is that you're facing, in the grand scheme of things, it just doesn't matter. Not to impart too many of my dogmas on you, but I'll say it anyways. I think one of the things that we're here to do is to learn how to approach any situation, no matter how dire or terrible or unfair, and just learn to be okay with it, because you can't control things that happen to you always. Sometimes you can, but you do get to control how you react to them. And in choosing how you react, you get to choose your human experience. So, yes, perhaps your car got broken into and somebody stole a bunch of money out of your car in the form of whatever it is that you lost. But such is life. You can choose to be really mad at it, or you can choose to say, well, this sucks. Let's go move on and either figure out how to replace those things if you need them, or just let them go. Maybe you don't need them in your life anymore, and that's okay. I can tell Spirit wants me to say something about karma, but I don't want to say so in a way that is not as intended. Because karma is not as intended as a tit for tat. So if somebody did steal something from you, it's not that they're going to eventually have something stolen from them to kind of make right. Two wrongs don't make a right, is really what I'm getting at here. But in the act of stealing, they're creating this energetic space for themselves that is not joy, it's not love, it's not a high vibration. It is um, morally, if these, depending on how they feel morally, it can cause guilt and shame and emotions that lead us to feel bad about ourselves. And in that, it's lowering our vibration. I think that stone has said we are done with it. So we are going to move on. The next stone we are working with is blue lace agate. I have some of my stones labeled because I have enough of them that I can't memorize them all anymore. But this next card we are working with is the Lovers. So I think the point here is that we are going to raise our vibration to love and harmony. Just acknowledge that life is unfair, but we're going to move past it into this state of love and bliss and reaching for that kind of nirvana feeling. I'm getting like, I want to cry here, and it's like out of just pure joy and kind of overwhelm for feeling some of these feelings. So if you feel like you need to cry, please do. It is absolutely okay. And it helps you release some of this energy out, and that's great. That's what we're going for. I want you to do your best to let go of the fear. Fear doesn't serve you. In this space, in this moment, you might disagree with me in the grander scheme of things, but we want to live a life without fear. Just let it go. going to be okay. I want you to think about 5 years from now. I was gonna say 1,000, but that seems kind of out of reach. 5 years from now, will this matter? I want you to think of something that bothered you 5 years ago. Can you even think of anything? don't I don't know that I can. It was simultaneously a very long time ago and not that long ago at all. And if you feel like you need to fall asleep, that's perfectly good too. A lot of this energy can be a little bit overwhelming if you're not used to kind of being in it. Oh my goodness, these tears. My goodness. Biggest yawn. Feel free to like fall asleep too if that's what your body's telling you. Good. Okay. We're gonna stop here with the blueless agate. Blueless agate. Oh my goodness. This is silly. Um, Not silly of you, silly of me that I'm feeling these things so deeply here. It's good. So the next crystal I'm going to be working with is, I believe this is Sunstone. It's kind of a worry stone that I've had. Used to live on my desk, but I've kind of added it to this rotation of crystals I bring to these readings and sessions. So the next card is the Five of Wands reversed. And this is really all about the avoiding conflicts, respecting differences, agreeing to disagree. And I've got to say that there's a time and a place for respecting differences and agreeing to disagree. And there's a time for not avoiding conflict. You can't create change without disrupting the status quo. And the status quo is really comfortable for a lot of people. But you've got to do it in a way that's respectful and with humility and very kind. And maybe changing the storyline and the perspective on whatever this conflict is. How can you turn your challenge into a win-win situation for everybody? That's kind of the crux of the issue. If you can figure out how to do that, you are going to be set, because you're going to be able to bring those people in and convince them that it's a good thing for everybody. And here's exactly the reasons why. This energy is so excited and so like powerful, and my goodness. there's this kind of growing feeling of like happiness coming straight out of my heart, and you might not have the exact answers right now, but oh my goodness, this is like growing so much. You might not have the exact answers right now, and that's okay. Spirit's going to help guide you if you're willing to be guided. Maybe take a night to sleep on whatever this challenge is and see what comes to your mind in the morning. Okay, I'm gonna put this one down. This one is taking off on its own, so just let that energy grow, expand. Feel that feeling of love. It's there. It is so good. The the last card and the last crystal. I cannot remember exactly what kind of Jasper this is. I will put it down in the description box below. I want to say it's Kambaba Jasper, but don't quote me on that. This one doesn't have a label. I need to get on that. The last one here is the Knight of Cups. And this is where we are going to use your creativity and imagination to create this win-win situation. You've got the energy to do it. Now we're just going to make it come from the heart in a place of love, so that when you approach this, even if you're in conflict with whoever is in disagreement with you, you're going to approach it in such a way that they're just going to be like so drawn in and blown away, and they're going to be on your team again. You don't need to create an enemy out of change. And you don't want to. You don't want that negative energy being thrown your way. You want them to come out of it with this warm, loving, fuzzy feeling towards you. So how do we do that? We're going to infuse the creativity, infuse the imagination, the out of the box thinking. I'll just allow it to come to you. Let the weird thoughts pop up into your head. Let your dreams solve your challenges for you. If you can, I think you're probably already there, but do your best to let your brain just stay empty. Just listen, just feel, just be, don't think. If you have happy memories popping up into your head, just let those come and be, and and let them go. Good. I think we're going to end this session here for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want you to be very, very careful when you get up again. I can feel that was a lot of energy moving, and I don't want you to fall, so please be safe. Or if you've fallen asleep, please enjoy your sleep for the rest of the night or however long your nap may be. Thank you for being with me tonight, and have an excellent evening. Namaste.